let's talk about formal versus informal meetings.
Okay.
Right? Now, when you're meeting with a customer for the first time, or actually when you're meeting with anyone, I always refer back to dating because dating is my favourite.
Let's take notes.
Good experience.
If you were organising a date, would you organise a date at the office? Would you bring them into the office?
God, no.
Hey, you know what? Like, why don't you come to my office? And let's sit at my desk. You can sit there. I can sit here, and let's have a date. No, right?
No,
you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that. And that's exactly the same in
Because
sales.
you don't end up going to dinner or nothing really. It just ends there.
In sales, you do not do that. You don't. If you can avoid boardrooms and meeting rooms, you know.
And that's what I try to do. I don't know why I do it, but I just try to avoid. I just think it's much better, easier rapport building when you're outside that zone.
You're absolutely right, because it's for a whole bunch of reasons. Okay, for a whole bunch of reasons. To apply all this rapport building is easier in an informal basis. And it's for the same reasons you don't do a date in a meeting room at work. Sales is dating, you're dating the person. Right? Think of it as dating the person.
You have to impress that person.
So you go out for coffee, right?
Yeah.
On the first date, sure you could take them out for dinner and dancing, but it's a bit of a stretch on a first date. Because you haven't met them, right?
Exactly,
it's like you met them on RSVP. You don't necessarily go out straight to a date. You just want to do an informal but soft introduction.
Exactly.
And coffee's the best. Exactly the same as RSVP. Coffee's the best. Just meet somewhere neutral with coffee, right?
Yeah.
Now, as the meetings progress, take them for a drink. Take them for a drink after work. Because that's how dating progresses, right? Because once they have the alcohol, right, they get more relaxed. It's more informal.
And if they don't drink?
It doesn't matter. Like, it's just the environment, right? If they do drink, it's great. If they don't drink, it doesn't matter. But the environment should get less and less formal. Until pretty soon, you're taking them for golf, or you're taking them, whatever. It's the less formality, the more rapport building you have.
Exactly.
Okay, the more rapport building you have.
Because you've got them kind of.
I'll tell you why. Here's why. Here's the other advantage. This is Mr. Prospect, right? What is Mr. Prospect's favourite subject in the whole world?
Women. No, I'm kidding.
That's a subtle.
Money.
It's not Mr. Prospect, Mr. or Mrs. Anyone, prospect, person. What's their favourite subject in the whole world?
If it's Mr.
Oh, okay, let me rephrase it. What's not their favourite subject?
Work.
No. ITEL. ITEL is not their favourite subject.
Okay, because they don't know much about it.
They don't care about ITEL. Even if they know about ITEL, it's not their favourite subject in the world. Right? What you do, what you can sell them, also not their favourite subject. Least favourite subject. What's their most favourite subject?
Themselves.
Yes, themselves, of course.
Absolutely.
Right? Themselves. Right? And then what's the second most favourite subject? Well, not everyone, but a very other useful...
Their partner. No?
Well, yeah, maybe, but their work.
Their work.
Their work, right? Because you're in a work environment at the end of the day. So, themselves and their work. It's very hard to talk about yourself when you're in a meeting room. Right? When you're in a boardroom, when there's other people. It's hard to say, hey, what did you get up to on the weekend? And actually have a chat about it. Can't do it with other people, especially other people from work. It's not going to work. So always go one-on-one and always go informal. Because then you can talk about their favourite subjects, right? And you build rapport by talking about their favourite subjects. Now the other thing is, here's you as the salesperson. Alright? See this? What's this?
That is...
Be back.
Okay, you be back? Okay.
Say that.
What's that?
That's overlapping something.
That's the point where there's something in common.
Exactly. It's the 10% that's in common. There could be way more than 10%. But then you at least have 10% in common with someone. Doesn't matter who it is. And it could be really, really hard to find. But this is what you must find as a salesperson. You must find that 10%. That 10% is common. And that's what you've got to talk about, right? You've got to talk about themselves, their work, and the 10% you have in common. Because unfortunately talking about themselves and their work is great, but it doesn't bring you closer to them.
Exactly. There's nothing common.
There's nothing common. You want to talk about, because eventually the person will talk about themselves, And even they will get bored about talking themselves.
That's
right?
Yeah.
So if you can find that 10% in common, then you want to do that. Right? And just break it down, right? Break it down. Start like, where do you live, right? Whereabouts in Sydney are you based?
Yeah.
Right? If they're based somewhere near you, perfect. Oh, you live in Kirribilli. I live in Kirribilli. You live in the north. Some people you just will not build rapport with.
Exactly.
You will not gel.
Yeah.
It will not happen,
and
regardless of how hard you work it.
That's
it.
And you'll pull your head thinking, what the hell is it?
Yeah.
I can't die.
That's right. So it's sometimes you're not going to be able to do it.
Mm-hmm. But then you still have business with that person at the end of
it. Yeah, look, if you still got business, you got business.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, so to reiterate, get a one-on-one, as informal as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for it as well.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Always so.
Listen, if people don't want you to pay for it, you can. I mean, government has this problem, right? You're not allowed to buy them coffee, for example.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
yeah, sometimes, right? Sometimes. But what you do is you go, oh, that's okay. They don't split bills. I'll get the bill. You can pay me back later. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. They never pay you back later. But that's a way to handle that, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's pretty much, and that's what we got for today.